What's up, guys? This is the Vinyl Casket. My name is Nick. This is the home to the lamest place. Do me a major favor and please check out my YouTube channel at the Vinyl Casket, where you can subscribe, like, and comment for a ton more content just like this, including weekly comic book reviews, TV show and movie reviews, trailer reactions, along with manga reviews, album reviews, book reviews, tons of stuff. You can check out Manny Reads Comics every Tuesday on YouTube for the weekly roundup, where we do our top 3 books of the week from our pull list, disappointing moments, and cover of the week. We will be doing my comic book reviews live right now as we do it. This is this week's pull. We got 2 books from last week we got to talk about quickly that I picked up late. Well, one from last week, one from a couple weeks ago. And then we have a giant stack to go wild on. Unfortunately, this is kind of a bump in the road week for a lot of titles, in my opinion. Big week. I was very excited, and a lot of books really just disappointed me. We'll start off with one of the books that came out last week that I picked up late. That was issue 25 of Thor, written by Donny Cates. This is part of the Banner of War crossover story between Hulk and Thor. The Hulk issue, the next Hulk issue, the next part, came out this week. This was an okay issue. They snuck in 2 extra little stories in there. It was a thicker issue. It was okay. Artwork's pretty solid. Basically, at the end of the alpha, we had Thor throw the hammer into Hulk's chest, and Thor's dad Odin went into Hulk's brain and was arguing with Banner, and then that was kind of it. And then at the end, Tony Stark shows up with a giant new armor made out of a dead Celestial, and yeah, that kind of happened. And then it gets continued this week. I'm gonna give it 6.5 out of 10. Then from Image Comics, we had, I finally picked up. This took me a while to pick up, to finally decide to get. It was 8 Billion Genies, issue 1 from Image Comics. This is a variant cover by Jenny Frisian. Jenny, it doesn't say it. Jenny Frisian, I think her name is. I like her artwork. I've been collecting a lot of her covers, or trying to collect her covers. She's been doing covers for Something Is Killing the Children. There's one this week, the die-cut bloody cover. Actually, I didn't check if it was the bloody cover, but the die-cut cover. This is awesome, really cool. Basically, everyone in the world gets a genie. You get one wish. That's it. Immediately, this guy that owns a bar says that any wishes don't affect the bar or anyone in the bar, and we get to see chaos ensue. Awesome issue. 8.5 out of 10. And then we get on to the new issues this week. We go Indies, Marvel, DC. We start with IDW. This is issue 120. Is this 9 or 8? 9 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with a variant B cover. Awesome. We got Venus D'Amelio on the cover with her little psychic astral eye thing. This issue was awesome. Jam-packed with action and lore. We got a really cool, just raw beatdown between Casey and Raph. That was awesome. Donatello is really expanding his powers. The whole shell thing and the dragon tooth. We finally get to see those alien Triceraton guys. That ship is coming to Earth finally. We get to see how the punk frogs were created before the mutant bomb went off. Really awesome issue. I was falling out of love with this series, and the last 2 issues have really pushed me back into loving the series. This is an 8 out of 10. Now to Boom Studios, we have issue 2 of the Vampire Slayer. This is, you can't really get a good glimpse of it, but this is the red foil cover. This red foil cover is definitely not as cool as the issue 1, but trying to collect the set. This issue also didn't live up to issue 1. Story was okay. I thought it was pretty solid. I know what they're trying to say, trying to explain. But, first off, different artists in the first issue. Did not enjoy this art. I thought Willow looked really dumb in this. Everyone else looked pretty solid, but Willow looked so badass the first issue and acted like a badass the first issue. And now, like, she's all mopey, and like we find out that this isn't a world where she is born the Slayer. It's where she accidentally becomes the Slayer because she and what's his name are trying to take some of like the stress and anxiety away from Buffy, and they end up um converting the powers into Willow, and she doesn't want whatever nonsense. Whatever. It was a solid story for the plot that they kind of forced down our throats, but issue 1 was so much different and so much better than this, and this issue just didn't line up. It didn't feel like it made any sense compared to the last issue. The last issue ended in a way where this made no sense. Willow was a badass. The 25th anniversary issue, the Free Comic Book Day issue, Willow's a badass. Willow's drawn really nice. Willow's not drawn good here. Willow doesn't do good here. Willow isn't enjoyable here. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. Huge disappointment. Hopefully they can come back and restructure it. It makes no sense how one issue you build this character up and make her seem so cool, she's so powerful, and the next issue she's like a mess. I don't get it. We have the next issue of Something is Killing the Children. This is the bloody die cut cover. I believe this is 24 or 25. But Something's Killing the Children, die cut, basically. This whole mask folds open, and then you see the full face. This is the younger version of our main character, Erica Slaughter, and awesome. I love it. I love this series. We have the Cutter, this like assassin from like another country, from another house, is coming to take her out. They really build this story, but like this is still an issue where nothing really happens. It's just kind of dialogue and plot moving and building up to things. There wasn't a lot of action. Like we get to see someone get killed like off panel. Like they don't really get killed. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool to see the Cutter. It was cool to see the White Mask. Cool to see the guy that used to host the like we saw it in issues like 15, 16 where Erica's a kid and has to go through this initiation. The guy that did the initiation with his dogs and everything, he's now teamed up with her. I like it. I really did enjoy this issue. I'm gonna give it a 7, but nothing really happens, and it's sad because like, while it's a really amazing issue, I don't think it's gonna make my top 3 for the show with Manny and Carlos. We move on to Image Comics with issue, what is this, 3 of 5? 3 of 6? 3 of 5? 3 of 5 for Radiant Red. Pretty solid. Artwork's pretty what this series has been. Her being forced kind of to work with Shift, and also getting advice from Radiant Black, and some background information, and like the development of her relationship with her husband, which she's separated from but still living with. A lot of really weird stuff, a lot of character development. She finally connects with her own giant robot like spirit thing. So yeah, they're building to something. I don't know exactly what, but I'll say this: it's okay. It's pretty solid. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. We go to issue. What is this? Where does it say the issue number on here? Issue 7 of Hellcop. Is this a variant cover? No, I believe this is the A cover. Yeah, this is a series which is starting to fall off. The first arc was really good. The second arc hasn't been doing it for me. And it's not necessarily bad. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I don't know if it's just too dialogue heavy, if it's just the dialogue also isn't like that incredible. It's just like a lot of it to explain basic stuff. Nothing crazy's happening. Like the things that are happening are very spaced out and that like not paced enough for me to care. I don't know what it is. I still like it. It's like a 6.5 out of 10. But it's starting to look like it's going to be a drop, and I don't want that to happen. They really need to pick it up. Rogue Sun issue 4. Uh, awesome issue. This is what I'm talking about. I love this series. I know it's connected to the Radiant Universe, but going against Demonica and that character and the development and the background on her was really cool. It was really cool to see like him working on the Blackfire and the whole like other side of his family working against him, but like the kid, the younger brother is like on his side. Really like it. I think it's good. I think this series is gonna be awesome. I love the font. I love how the layouts of these covers. Um, this is a solid 7.5, maybe an 8. Then we move on to Source Point Press with Volume 2, Issue 1 of Good Boy. If you've been watching the channel, you know that I read the whole first volume. I think it was 3 issues of Good Boy. This is the start of the next issue. Artwork is still amazing. This cover is awesome. We get to see more of this world that's like humanoid dogs and animals and stuff, and there's like this peaceful like secluded area where like these dogs and people that have done like bad shit in the past are like rebuilding their life like spiritually, and it gets attacked and this crazy stuff goes down, and then our main character shows up and shit's gonna get crazy in the next issue. I hope this is a bigger series. It does not say how many issues are in this. It is rated mature. I do think this is a 9 out of 10. Amazing issue. Oh god, I'm gonna be late. Moon Knight 11 variant cover. What can I say for Marvel? This series is awesome. Badass. He's kicking ass. We get the whole team working their shit together. Yeah, so it's just really, it just keeps, artwork's great. This whole thing with this new villain is really cool, and it's deep. It's like it feels impactful, while not really connected to a lot of other things outside of the title. I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10. Issue 7 with a sick variant cover for Hulk with the Banner of War crossover. This issue was incredible. This is the best part of this event so far. The suits got broken because of Iron Man and the Celestial Hulkbuster unit. So now Hulk still thinks he's in a simulation, but he's now free in control of his body, and he's on a rampage. He's basically creates a gigantic explosion of gamma radiation that is like 1,000 gamma bombs going off. It was crazy, and now we have a Hulk-eyes Thor. Like this series, this event just blew up, and I'm so pumped for it. This is an 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. We move on to a bunch of Spider-Man titles with issue 1 of Spider-Man 99 Exodus. Is this issue 1? Oh, Following the Alpha. Yeah. This features Spider-Man, Miguel O'Hara talking to Ghost Rider, setting the thing up, hiring 2099 Winter Soldier, takes out Crossbones. Sick story. I thought these two characters were awesome. I really enjoyed it. It's fun that we're delving into this 2099 universe, and it's really expanding. This is going to be a 7.5 out of 10. Issue 3 variant cover of Savage Spider-Man. I think it's okay. The artwork's pretty solid. I don't think this paneling lives up to the previous series, but I do like that we're going to get a new uncocooned version of Savage Spider-Man, this next level. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10. But issue 2 of Amazing Spider-Man was awesome. This Norman Osborn thing, this weird relationship that's building, Tombstone stepping up, slicing up his teeth. I'm, dare I say, excited. 8.5 out of 10. DC, issue 15 of Teen Titans Academy. This is the last issue. It was good. I liked how it wrapped up a lot of stuff, but still there's a lot of characters I want to see more from that we never did. So I'm hoping that this expands into something else later on, but I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think it was a good end of the series. Now we have the 2 issues, issue 9 of Deathstroke Inc. and issue 14 of Robin. Both cardstock covers. This is the next 2 parts of Shadow War. And I think together they just continue each other's stories. I like the way that Deathstroke was drawn in here. Badass fight between him and Ghostmaker. And I liked how the conflict and one of the assassins from Talia killed Respawn, and like always Deathstroke is retaliating. Like he just wants his family. You keep taking it away. Really solid. I think it's starting to pick up again. I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to give these guys both 7 out of 10s. They definitely got to be read in conjunction with each other. And then finally we have issue 8 of Task Force Z, which was like an issue that kind of strayed away from the plot, but also added to the plot. It was like a Bat Family centered Red Hood story, and I really liked it, and I really think it did what it was supposed to do. This is the cardstock cover. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah. And that was the massive week that I had this week. Yeah. So let me know in the comments what your favorite book that I got was, what your favorite book that you guys read, what you're looking forward to. Check out the show on Manny Reads Comics on YouTube every Tuesday. And remember to stay lame.